one of the most discussed topic in C# is static classes. And the most discussed point about static classes are how many instances of static classes created when static classes are invoked. The answer is but obvious, it's only one. So irrespective of how many clients are calling the static classes, right, static class, only one instance of the object is created. So in this video what we'll do is we'll try to solidify this principle, and let's practically see how many instances of static classes actually exist in memory. So what we're going to do is, you can see on your video, we have created actually a very simple console application, and I have named this console application as I will prove static classes have one instance. So let me go and just press enter over here, and let's actually see practically that only one instance of static class actually exists in memory. So there's our console application. So let's go ahead and create a simple static class in this console application here. So let's type public static. So static is a keyword by which we can create the static class, and I'm going to name this class as my class here. Okay, so there's my class created. We need to actually give the class keyword there, so public static class my class. Right, now what we'll do in this static class is we'll go ahead and create a simple constructor here. Okay, so let me go ahead and create a constructor here called as public my class, and let me compile this. Now this will show up an error. Why? Because everything inside a static class should be static. So it's either constructor, it's either methods, it's either variables or anything. So you can see that it's saying that the constructor should be static. Okay, so let me go and correct my defect or correct my errors over here. So I'm going to just say, okay, public static. Right, now again it should show me errors. Why? Because by default the static classes constructors are always public, so you don't need to specify modifiers that are saying private, public or something. So we need to go and delete that public keyword which is assigned to the constructor. Now let's go and build. Everything should be fine. Right, now what we'll do is let's go and call this static class inside the static void main. Now in order to invoke this class, right, we need some functions and some methods here. So let's go ahead and create a method in the my class. Let's call this method as some method. So again because either methods, either variables inside the static class should be static, so we are defining the some method as static. Now let's go in static void main and invoke the some method which we have created. Let me make it as public so that it's we are able to invoke it inside static void main. So I'm going to invoke it twice. Right, now what should happen is, if only one instance of the object is created, right, the constructor, the static my class constructor should fire only one time. Okay, so in other words, even though I'm calling this some method twice here, the constructor of my class should be executed only once. So if the static my class constructor is executed only once, what it signifies is that only one instance of the object is created. Right, so if only one instance of the object is created, then this static my class constructor will run only once. Right, so constructor should run once. Now let's put the necessary debug points here. So let me put a debug point here. Let me put the debug point on the constructor to see that how many times it runs. Let me build the solution. Everything fine. Let's go and run this F5. Right, now the first time any method is called on my class, you can see that the my class constructor is executed, and which signifies that one instance instance of the object is created. Right, good. Now let me just move this breakpoint ahead. Now let's now the second instruction which again runs the some method. You can see that at this moment again the constructor is not running. In other words, it's using the same instance of my class. Right, so this proves the point that basically static classes have only one instance in memory. In order to further solidify this point, what we'll do is let's go ahead and create a variable called as counter here in my class. Again the variable has to be static here, so we need to actually define the iCount variable as static. Right, so that now now what we'll do is we'll go and increment this iCount variable twice. So you can see that I have written two commands there saying, okay, increment +1 and again increment +1. Okay, and let's display the value of iCount. Now because only one instance of the object is there, right, what will happen is this iCount variable, right, will become a global variable. In other words, it should show me the value as 2. Okay, in case it was an instance variable or attached to a particular object, or in case the my class is having new instance of the object, then I will see the value as 1. But you can clearly see that the iCount variable is now a global variable. Why? Because only one instance of my class is running, right? So so this demonstration, you can see that it proves that basically only one instance of the object exists for static classes, and that was clearly proven when we saw that the constructor only fired once, irrespective how many calls were made to the methods of the static class. So I hope I hope you enjoyed this video. So in this video, the whole point was to prove that static class has only one instance created, and that instance of the object actually serves all the clients. Thank you very much. Now whatever video you have seen, right, is just a glimpse of what we have done. So in case you are interested in our video package, you can go to our site, that is www.questpon.com. You can call on this number and you can ask the complete DVD package what we have. So in this DVD package, what we have done is basically we have covered almost everything what a .NET developer wants. So right from basics of ASP.NET Object-Oriented Programming, SQL Server, to new technologies like WCF, Silverlight, Link, Azure, Entity Framework. We also have UML, architecture, estimation, project management. There is a complete invoicing project end to